I'm happy having you here. We are now going to see the business plan presentation finals of the combustion car teams, and I'm really looking forward to it. I would like to thank all the judges who had a really hard day today, judging the teams. Thanks a lot to you, and thanks for being here this night. And I would just like to hand over to Barbara, who is handling all this, but let me just do one thing, wish all the 4 finalists all the best, all the luck, and I hope you'll do a good performance, and I'm really happy seeing it. And then, please go ahead, Barbara. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim. I would also like to welcome you to this finals. First, I think it was very interesting for the judges. We got positive feedback of your performance. We also took your feedback from the last year quite serious. For instance, we managed to have in every judging group at least 3 people. I think that's also a part of our improving session. Also, there was always a comment that 10 minutes, if they are obeyed and fulfilled, or if it takes longer. I think that's also strictly fulfilled now and executed by the judges. That was also a feedback. So we are also in the static events, especially in the business plan, from my side, working on your feedback to improve this static event as well. But now, let's go to the finals. We have today 4 finalists, 1 less than yesterday. Now in the number of the car order. First is TU Munich. The next team will be University of Stuttgart. Then we have a foreign team, the University of Bath. And as last presentation, we will see the University of Hatfield. Okay. So now we would like to start with the TU Munich. So please, the presenter should come upstairs with his laptop. And then I wish you good luck.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here today to present you an exciting investment opportunity for venture capital. Let me introduce you to the vision of Too Fast. This is our today's agenda, and as you see, it's quite tight, so let's get started. At the moment, Too Fast is a team of 32 aspiring engineers united in one pursuit. This pursuit is to build a perfect racing machine. Although we know that this will be a never-ending challenge, we think that we are on the right track. And this is why. Our product, our car, the NBO 11. As you see, it is very light, quite powerful, and therefore offers outstanding driving performance. Stunning as it looks, the actual concept of the car is quite focused. You see, most drivers are interested in good handling, great performance, and easy maintenance. The NBO 11 combines all 3 of those features. For a fast example, we have a combination of a very light carbon fiber monocoque and a space frame at the back. The space frame is detachable for easy engine maintenance. However, we would like to add another feature. This feature is safety. Safety is very important nowadays. To make sure that our car is as reliable and as safe as it can be, we undertake expensive testing to all parts of the car and, of course, the car itself. So we have a team and we have a product. What's next? Well, we from Too Fast want to found a company, put our car into production and sell it to the market. So, first question, whom are we going to sell it to? Our customer base is divided into 2 specific groups. On the one side, we have the young racing drivers, and on the other side, the motorsport-addicted businessmen. The young racing drivers are professionals as well as non-professional drivers who, up till now, mostly participated into kart racing. We want to help them to advance to the next level of racing performance. On the other hand, we have the kind of businessman who prefers to take the race car around the track instead of the golf cart around the course. He is interested in the latest technology and has the necessary income to afford the best and most equipped version of our race car. So these are our target customers, and now I want to show you how we want to turn them into our customers. Therefore, we established a two-way strategy with a combination of a great product and advanced customer services. When we look at the product varieties, they have to match and succeed the customer's demands. In racing, little things make the big difference. As you know, no two drivers are exactly the same. Everybody has different demands and different priority, which simply cannot be packaged in just a few variations. Therefore, we want to offer each customer the possibility to have his car set up to his expectations. So let's have a look at our offering of customer services. Most companies nowadays offer a wide range of after-sales services, and I totally agree. This is very important to keep in touch, gain the trust of the customer, and receive direct feedback. However, where other people stop, we are just getting started. Let me introduce you to the Too Fast Pit Lane. The Too Fast Pit Lane is a special forum which gives you access to all matters Too Fast related. It is an online platform where Too Fast and its customers can come together 24/7. It mainly includes an online shop and a support area, but most important, it is the exclusive entry to our Too Fast Drivers Room. The Too Fast Drivers Room will be a forum for our Too Fast customers. Here they can come together, meet new friends, find their future rivals and organize their races. For those of our customers who wants to have their races organized for them, well, we do that too. We offer our own racing season. Our customer pays a fixed quote, and in return we take care of everything else. All he has to do is to show up with his NBO 11 and push the car and himself to the limit. As you see, we at Too Fast don't necessarily see other cars at competitors, we see other racing seasons. So when we had a look at the current motorsports market, we found there is karting on the one side and many quite different and expensive racing seasons at the other side. In the middle section, we fit in perfectly. So this is our vision of what Too Fast can become. Now let me show you how we want to make this vision come true. For our production, we decided to go with a combination of assembly line production and workshop production. This way we can make sure to use the advantages of both production types, building in large quantities at low cost, but still be able to afford a high level of individualization and quality. When we had a look at marketing and promotion, we took the traditional 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion, all focused on the NBO 11. The result are that we need a very direct approach. We can't wait for the customers to come to us. We have to go straight to the customer. Additional, for a startup, we have to be cost efficiency and focused on the product. As a result, we came to the conclusion that guerrilla marketing is the best strategy. This strategy includes that we take our car to open track days, get our best drivers in and let them do some mind-blowing laps. And I promise, when you are overtaken by an NBO 11, you will realize that and you think, wow, I want to have that too. As a startup, we have the advantage of being flexible and adaptable, so we can choose the best suited marketplace for us. Therefore, we had a look at the established marketplaces in Europe, as well as the new growing marketplaces, as China in particular. In Europe, we find a well-established motorsport market. However, the market is starting to be overrun and slowly to stagnate. But as already shown, we found a still untouched spot in the European market. In China, the motorsport market is growing strongly and catching up with Europe. Many important international racing events are coming to China or are already there. We also see an increase of private racing interest. Especially interesting is the fact that the market is largely untouched, which means that is a very low level of competitors. However, not everything is perfect and easy to access. There is a high amount of market entry barriers. Especially the cultural differences make it hard to step into the market. To be successful, we have to find a local partner, but this is very hard for a startup. For the beginning, we think that the risk outweighs the potential. Therefore, we think it's the best to first build up our company in the European market, especially in Germany. We acknowledge the high potential of the Chinese market and make it therefore our long-term target. We arrived at the final point of the presentation. Let's have a look at the potential sales volume, the expected costs and the anticipated revenues. In the beginning, we had a look at what kind of sales numbers we can expect. To get a first feeling, we did a market research. In combination with the potential customer base, we came to the conclusion that there are 1,400 cars which can be sold in Germany. But there's still uncertainty, so we decided to calculate a best, expected and a worst case scenario. I will now show you the financial figures of the expected case scenario. We did a cash flow analysis which includes all current foreseeable positions. We calculate for a 7-year time horizon where we can produce and sell around 1,400 cars at an average price of 33,000 euro. And the production costs are 30.5 thousand euro. To make Too Fast possible, we need an initial investment of 2.65 million euro, split up in 3 positions. And that's where you come in. I hope today to interest you in becoming our first investor of venture capital of 1.7 million euro. Your initial investment, in combination with our own equity investment and bank loans, will be the first spark which makes everything possible. In return for initial investment, we are willing to repay you 35% of our participation certificates. Those certificates are bound to the actual value of the company. So over time, when the sales number rises, the value of the company rises, and so the value of your certificates. The certificates are freely tradable, and so you can cash in whenever you want. However, we propose your management buyout in year 6, meaning we buy back your certificates for 4.66 million euro, which is a return on your investment of 274% in year 6. So, in conclusion, we have a passionate team, a great product, and a solid customer base, and a profitable company plan. With your venture capital, it is achievable to make the vision of Too Fast come true. Thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad to welcome you, our future investors, to our business presentation. My name is Nicola Dudle, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Rentimoni Stuttgart. Our Chief Engineer, Alexander Jörger, and me are going to point out how your funds will multiply investing in our project. After defining the target market and presenting our product, the basics of our concept, the marketing and the actual manufacturing of the product will lead to our financial plan, and thereby to your benefit. We would like to start with a little sequence.
Challenge. To have a connection to the car. Power. Fun.
I've got a family, I need safety.
Being asked it straight, you probably would have answered in a similar way, wouldn't you? That is because most people have a deadlocked opinion about race cars. We satisfy those expectations and even surpass them, creating a niche and thereby making up a market of potential clients. Oliver Miller could be one of them. He's a 30 to 40-year-old North American with a high income and, of course, the passion of motorsports and mechanics. But what are his expectations? Surveys confirm the impressions of the recorded sequence. People want to have fun and to set themselves apart from the fellow man. Feelings well known by all of us, especially after working 4 hours. But that's not all. We plan to expand in about 3 years to China, which develops to a huge and important target market. With the Chinese market, a lot of turnover can be generated, but it also shows risk, as you can see in this chart. Alex, what can we offer our investors?
Well, Nikki, we offer a lot. Our hybrid frame, consisting of a CRP monocoque and a tubular steel space frame, offer lots of opportunities and features. A full-body CFRP safety cell and other gadgets guarantee high safety. Spending hours and hours for service and repair, extensive simulation, and lots of physical tests render that unnecessary and lead to extraordinary reliability. The moment you enter a car, you already decided if you like it or not. How's that? You need to feel comfortable in order to like it. Therefore, one aspect when developing our race car was ergonomics. And one output is the option of a personal seat. However, our modular body concept is of capital importance. It's your choice. Do you want to buy a complete race car? Or do you want to assemble it yourself at home in your personal workshop, supported by our engineers? Both ways are possible. Furthermore, it's your choice which components you want to use. Do I really need traction control and telemetry, a steel access system or a titanium one? Thus, you are able to decide on the car's performance and price, partly on yourself. And that makes every car unique and thereby individual. But now you might ask yourself, does it work? As you just saw, yes, it does. Even when assembling your race car at home, you aren't left alone after buying. Various mandatory technical scrutinierings, a support hotline available 24/7, and an internet forum will lead you to your car's completion. While insurance for your car and exclusively organized competitions with the Sports Car Club of America lead to a high feel-good factor in the long run. And most important, you mustn't be an engineer to run your car because of offered workshops. And here we are, your F07 116. Personal, sophisticated, fast, and no wishes left. All right, Nikki, we've got a superb product, but how do we sell it?
Well, basically, there are the 4 P's of marketing. You just told us about the product, so I will continue with the pricing policy. Like Alex told you before, our customers are able to determine the car's price when selecting their preferred components. Therefore, the F07 116 becomes attractive to a wider range of potential clients. The business venture starts at the media price segment and increases the price media term, hence to a penetration strategy. Therefore, high profit can be guaranteed in the long run. Let's go on with promotion. The first step of promotion is the email marketing. In this connection, 85,000 send out newsletters and an opening rate of 65% are target values. Furthermore, social media networks are of growing importance. We recognize that and therefore are already in negotiations with different social media officials. We have to establish a label, a brand, very fast after entering the US market in order to become known and to prevent customers lost to future competitors. Presence at different events, starting with the Sports Car Club of America, up to our own private Formula series, is a suited way to achieve good reputation within the American motorsport scene. Where, what, when? Those questions will be answered on our homepage. In contrary to our communication policy, the distribution policy consists of 2 concepts. You'll be able to find all interesting facts about our car and us in the internet. In addition, our car configurator will be available on our homepage. That gadget allows you to assemble and to look at your favorite car configuration conveniently from home. And you'll also be able to order it directly. Nevertheless, it can't replace direct market completely. For that reason, we'll keep on visiting exhibitions and motorsports events. Regardless the way you order your F07 116, the production will start immediately after an incoming order. Thereby, we also have our own manufacturing building, right, Alex?
Yes, we will. Thank you, Nikki. However, I'd like to start with production first. Let me now tell you how to reduce the cost for manufacturing. Keeping it low, we decided to buy parts for which extensive investment in engineering and manufacturing would be necessary. You see them red marked. Parts for which expensive machinery is needed, like laser cutting or 5X milling, are outsourced. To protect against imitation, we keep the knowledge of exclusive components in our company. Therefore, all lamination parts, just like the steering wheel, are done in-house. The end assembly, if ordered, is also in our manufacturing building to deliver best quality to our customers. Furthermore, we see the possibility of cost reduction in optimized logistics, meaning shorter distances, and the installation of manufacturing cells. We also care for the well-being of our workers by creating a comfortable atmosphere, resulting in additional motivation and efficient manufacturing. Above all, we strive for a sale-leaseback solution for our manufacturing building, because that means a highly decreased risk for you. And that example shows an efficient production for an efficient car is our key. Well, Nikki, that all sounded pretty amazing, but the question left is, how do we finance it?
Well, this is probably the most interesting part for you as our investors. At the beginning, we need a startup investment of 1.46 million, as you can see in the break-even analysis. The production cost will add up to around 23,600 in average, whereas the average retail price amounts to 26,600. Starting with your 1.46 million, we aim for a gradual start of the production rate in the first year, followed by a continuous increase of the production rate up to the level of the following years. In detail, that means that we'll fabricate 300 race cars in the first year and 400 race cars each of the following 3 years. Following this strategy, we'll obtain our break-even point. In our case, that means that we sold 721 race cars at the beginning of the third year. At the end of your investment period, a profit of $2.818 million will be generated. And that equals an amazing return on investment of 38%. But you won't just get your money back. We will keep you up to date through monthly summaries about the project status. You also get financial statements about the current figures quarterly. And you always have the possibility to contact our area directors at any time.
Up to now, you heard about the amazing benefits of our project. Let me now conclude on the major points. We achieved our project's key objectives: reduced the cost for manufacturing, used news media, and created a solid financial budget. And that means investing in our project bears low risk, but offers high potential, opportunity, and most important, profit. Thank you for inviting us to your company.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So I'd just like to give you a very bit of brief background on the presentation. I'm making this presentation assuming that the panel of judges are a board of investors. We are Relentless Team Bath Racing, and the black theme of the presentation is due to our partnership with Relentless. So my name's Tom Yates, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Relentless Team Bath Racing. Hopefully that will work. So today I'm going to talk you through a brief introduction to Relentless Team Bath Racing. I'm going to talk you through our market research that we've done, the product that we've created, the sales and marketing strategy that we've created, our manufacturing processes, our finances, and finally I'm going to talk specifically about Chinese markets because I know those are areas that you're specifically interested in. So, Relentless Team Bath Racing, set up in the heart of the UK, in the heart of Milton Keynes, in the Motorsport Valley. We are a racing car manufacturer, and we consist currently of 5 multidisciplinary engineers, all with varying experiences. We set up this business around an FIA proposal, a proposal made by the Single Seater Commission, to generate a professionally recognized series for low-cost single-seater racing that would act as a transition from go-karts to single-seaters for youth go-kart racers. There's also a current series, the Formula BMW series, that they would look to disband. I think we've given you, hopefully, the letter that says that. So, on to the market research. Well, so low-cost single-seater racing. It's largely, in the majority, youth male racers. They're often funded by their parents or sometimes by sponsors, and they look to go out and do circuit racing. The competition that's out there at the moment, Formula Renault, Formula Ford, Formula Jedi, and Formula BMW are all competitors. Starting with Formula Ford and Formula Jedi, these are the low-cost cars that a competitor could purchase. However, neither of the series offers good progression to high levels of motorsport. Is actually quite uncommon. With Formula Renault and Formula BMW, there are progression available. However, the costs for competing in those levels are very expensive. Therefore, we hope to create a new series at a low cost with professional accreditation and a high-performance car. So, looking at Formula BMW, because this is the series that's going to be disbanded by the FIA, there's currently 116 competitors globally, and we've estimated the revenue made by the series per annum at 20 million. So we went out and did some market research at a local international go-kart circuit in the UK. We spoke to parents and competitors to try and determine their buying preferences. The results of the survey highlighted that parents and competitors have slightly different requirements. Parents are most interested in safety, which is paramount, purchase cost, and ease of maintenance and running costs. Whereas competitors were far more interested in the ability to progress to higher series, the competitive performance of the car, and the drivability. So, moving on to our product that we've created to meet this market requirement. The product is very customer-focused. We've incorporated high safety standards and a minimum purchase cost to try and meet the requirements of the parents. It's also got a modular chassis design which allows for easy maintenance. We've ensured that the series is professionally recognised through the FIA, and the car is very competitive. It's got a lightweight design and forgiving torque delivery from the Aprilia V-twin. As with all new concepts, there is some technical risk. So wherever possible, we try to reduce the technical risk by using cutting-edge software. We've also done extensive testing of a prototype. So what we've created is groundbreaking. It's fantastic. It is a very lightweight car that costs very little to manufacture and is very high performance. It also has the opportunity for very little additional manufacturing cost of giving you two widely varying performance vehicles. We've got the national car, which is a restricted vehicle, and the unrestricted Grand Prix car. So, sales and marketing, how will we sell it? We plan to price up the demand curve. We'll sell the national car at an accessible $25,000 and the Grand Prix car at a $45,000 cost. Where do these sit on a graph of power to weight ratio against cost? Well, they're very competitive. As you can see, the Ford, the Renault, and the BMW are not particularly competitive. The closest is the Formula Jedi. But the Jedi doesn't offer the same progression to higher series, and it's currently only manufactured in very small volumes in the UK. So, on to advertising. Well, we'd look to showcase our car at go-kart meetings. We've developed a partnership with Relentless, which is brilliant. We look to co-promote. We'd also look to generate the Relentless Academy, where we'd promote the best of the youth drivers. We've also generated a promotional video, which we put on YouTube, which I'll just briefly show you. We'd also look to have our car featured in a future video game. And moving on to distribution, well, we aim to keep costs to a minimum. We'd look to manufacture our cars to order to give a minimum warehouse requirement. Moving on to manufacturing. So what components on the car do we actually need to make? Well, we're looking to manufacture the chassis, the radiator, and other batch manufacture components in-house. We'd look to outsource a lot of the CNC machining because the capital investment costs of the CNC machines are very high. We've also got numerous bought components on the car. We've got, for example, the engine, the differential, and the electrical systems on the car. We aim to commence production within 6 months of the investment. With the national car, we aim to ramp up to production of 200 units per year. With the Grand Prix, only 50. We've based these estimations on our market research. These are the figures that we believe the market can sustain. We've also incorporated more details on the staff numbers and manufacturing process in the proposal, pages 11 to 14. We've even gone to the extent of determining what machine tools we believe we would require within our factory and their costs. The car itself, the design is quite innovative in that it allows for parallel production lines. The front section of the car, the front chassis, and the rear section of the car, the drivetrain and powertrain, can be assembled separately, which reduces the critical path time for the overall manufacturer, and then put together in a final assembly. So what will the factory look like? We'll have a fabrication area where we'll look to do CNC turning, tube bending, and the carbon components. And we'll move into sub-assembly areas in the middle here. We also will have our 2 parallel production lines in the center, and we'll have the final assembly area is here. Finally, we'll have quality control areas where we'll validate the vehicles to ensure that the quality is as required for sale. Moving into the finances. So we're here today specifically to ask for $400,000 investment, and that's for a 40% equity stake within our business. We believe that we can give you a 150% return on your investment with an exit strategy for the investor within 5 years. We've actually also got $500,000 invested through private equity that we have raised within our own business, and that is how much we believe in this car concept. The 150% return on investment we have projected based on an average case sales figures. We've done a best case, a worst case, and the average case net present value based on a 5-year projection is $2.4 million. Moving further, we've actually put a lot of the financial details in the brochures that we've handed round. There's sales revenue forecasts and profit and loss details. But to summarize, we believe the profit margins on these cars are very good, and the break-even point is quite low. We only actually have to manufacture 145 cars out of the 250 to break even each year. So moving on to commercial risk. We believe internally that the commercial risk is low. We've got an experienced management team, and we're very transparent to investors. Externally, the risks are more difficult to quantify, but wherever possible, we've tried to minimize them. That's why we've incorporated performance-based supplier contracts, and we're very lucky in that we have the support of the FIA, which is very important. We've even gone to the added extent of generating a contingency strategy. Should the worst happen and we can't sell the car, we would set up as a technical consulting business and to prevent us from going into liquidation. So finally, moving on to the Chinese markets. Well, we did a pest analysis on the Chinese markets to see if they would be a feasible proposition. So that looks at political, economic, social, and technological factors. Politically, it's very promising. Currently, there's a lot of government incentives, and as a result, car ownership is rising rapidly. Technologically, it's quite challenging. The fuel over there is not as of good quality as the fuel that we use over here. There's a large country, it's a very large country, and as a result, there's a decent variation in climate that you have to compensate for with your engine mapping. Technical expertise is less easily available, and emissions are becoming more and more important. Economically, the country is still in the development stages. The GDP per capita is only a tenth of that of the more developed European countries currently. However, there is a very uneven wealth distribution. It's projected by 2025 that 20% of the wealth of the country will be shared by only 3%, and this could work in our favour. Finally, social factors. There's an important factor here, and that's the single-child policy. Can result in a higher family's disposable income per child, but it also has the effect of an ageing population. So proportionally, the target market is becoming smaller. The population overall, however, is growing rapidly. Another interesting fact to note is that the average Chinese person is 11 centimetres shorter than a European. So as a result, we must design our car around that. Motorsporting China currently, well, our competitors are out there. Formula BMW's got a few competitors, as does Formula Ford and Formula Renault. Motorsport is certainly a growth market. The government is very pro-Formula One and pro-youth motorsport development. So if we were to set up to market our car, we've determined which location we would go by doing an analysis of the most affluent cities and the locations of the international racing circuits. And as a result, we determined that Shanghai would be the ideal location. We've projected the sales that we could actually generate, and we believe these are quite modest projections, but they would overall have a significant impact on the overall sales of our car. And so we believe moving sales to China would be a good idea, and it's something that we'd look to do in year 3. Finally, we've even looked at manufacturing. The costs of manufacturing in China are currently increasing rapidly, but they're still very cost-effective compared to Europe. Technical capabilities are still improving, but we believe overall that we need to establish our manufacturing processes and our product in the UK before looking to move over there. So for us, it would be a future development. So I've given you a brief introduction. I've talked to you about our market research. I've told you about our product, our sales and marketing strategy, our manufacturing, our finances and commercial risk, and I've given you some details on the Chinese markets. I hope you've drawn the following conclusion, because we believe this investment offers the following: low commercial risk, low technical risk, and 150% return on your investment within 5 years. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name's James Taylor and I'm the business manager for UH Racing. With me is Claire Clitheroe, our CEO, and we're here to talk to you about a very exciting business opportunity, UH14. We're going to introduce you briefly to UH Racing as a company, tell you exactly what it is that we're asking from you, identify the key requirements of our potential markets. We're then going to tell you why you're going to want to invest in our products, how we plan to promote our products, and the projected sales that result from this. We're then going to give you some analysis of the potential for our products in China and tell you a little bit about what we're currently developing for the future. UH Racing is an established company that has been developing single-seat racing cars for one-off and low-volume production for 14 years. This has culminated in the development of our brand new car, UH14. From you, we're seeking an investment of $500,000. 60% of which will be used to construct a new assembly facility, the proposed layout of which is shown. 20% will contribute towards our marketing. The rest of the investment will be divided between improving our logistics capabilities and machinery for the new facility. In return, you will get a 25% share in UH Racing and be expected to make $1.3 million between years 3 and 5. We've conducted some analysis of the UK market, which indicated that there's a potential annual market size of over 1,400 cars. In terms of market positioning, we've identified a gap between karting and Formula Renault, which we believe is ideally filled by our car, UH14. Our main target customer is the weekend racer who's looking to get involved in a weekend motorsport series, and the junior racer who's looking to make that progression from karting to Formula-style racing. Our primary competition is going to be other racing teams entering the market at the same time, such as Bath Racing and Oxford Brookes Racing. Track day competition will come from companies such as Caterham, while established series such as Formula Ford will also be operating in the same market as us. I'm now going to hand over to Claire, who's going to identify the main market requirements and show you how we meet and exceed these.
Market analysis has been conducted for the weekend and junior racer. This has produced the requirements shown. I'm now going to take you through how we meet these by showing you the unique selling points of our products. Good performance is achieved using a Yamaha R6 engine. which is fitted with a custom intake and exhaust system. This is combined with modified camshafts to produce a very impressive 425 brake horsepower per tonne and a 0 to 60 time of just 3 seconds. A simple driver interface is achieved using a very simple dash. It has 2 buttons, one to start the car and one to stop. The wheel itself has a display to relay relevant information to the driver, such as important lap times and temperatures. An easy-to-set-up car is achieved with our patent-pending remotely adjustable suspension bump and rebound system. This allows time taken for settings to be reduced from 30 minutes to between 10 and 30 seconds without the car ever having to stop. Safety and reliability are also important to our customers. All components for UH14 have been computer simulated, such as the hub shown. This is then validated by physical testing of both materials and the design, and is all then backed up by extensive on-track testing to ensure part and car reliability. The main feature for our customers is a complete package. Formula S is UH Racing's unique multidiscipline championship. It incorporates a knockout-style drag racing competition, precision sprint, and wheel-to-wheel action of endurance. Formula S will be run as 2 championships. UH14 will compete in the national class, with a restricted version, UH14J, for the junior series. Formula S already has backing from many large companies who are the best in their respective markets. This allows the championship to be run at a reduced cost, with these savings passed on to our customers. As the main partner to UH Racing, you will see your logo appear on all the cars in a very prominent position, as well as on the mandatory Formula S racing suits. As a company, UH Racing uses our Cruden simulator to develop our cars. However, we plan to offer this to our customers as a driver development aid. This allows the limit of the car and driver to be found in the safety of a simulated environment without expensive repair bills if things go wrong. UH Racing is the only company outside of Formula One to have this simulator and are in a position to offer it to our customers. I'm now going to hand you over to James, who's going to take you through how we plan to promote these exciting products.
We've already had a very successful public launch at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, where we could promote our products to a large number of potential customers. It gave us the opportunity to unveil the car and dynamically demonstrate the car's performance against competitors up the famous hill at Goodwood House. At this event, UH14 posted the fastest time for its class, proving its credentials as a high-performance track car. Our promotion plan will see us advertise in relevant publications and also attend various events, such as the Autosport International Show, MPH Show, and even the British Grand Prix. This will drive people to our website, where they can enter a competition to win a drive in our simulator or find out a bit more about the company. We also have Facebook and Twitter accounts, as well as Flickr and YouTube channels, so customers and partners can keep up to date with the latest projects and developments. We've had successful negotiations with Polyphony Digital, who produce Gran Turismo, to have a downloadable car in their game, which will be a powerful marketing tool with the younger generation. We have a smartphone application, UHR Trackside, where customers can get the latest news to their mobile phones. However, the key feature of this is the ability to stream live telemetry through the mobile phone network, giving customers the opportunity to look through their data between sessions and find where they can gain that vital few seconds. Our competitors cannot offer this, and it is patent pending to ensure that we maintain this advantage. I'm now going to hand back to Claire, who will tell you what this promotion means for our projected sales.
Before I go through the figures, I'd just like to take you through the packages we plan to offer. The basic package offers UH14, pre-season testing, as well as all race entry fees. Above this, we offer hospitality, and our top package includes trackside support from UH Racing engineers, as well as a full introduction day at our headquarters. Additionally, the simulator course or an arts test can be added to any of these packages. The 5-year projection shows a $1.5 million revenue in the first year, with growth in each sector over the next 5 years. This leads to a break-even point of just before the end of year 2, which equates to just 85 packages sold. The end of 5 years, UH Racing is expected to make a $5.2 million profit. As a 25% shareholder, this will see you get a return of $1.3 million. James is now going to take you through market analysis we have conducted for China in line with your company's strategies.
The Chinese automotive sector is growing rapidly, but the motorsport industry is very limited. There are 7 permanent tracks and less than 10 championships, typically running 8 rounds over only 4 weekends. In comparison, Europe has only over 130 tracks, with 100 championships in the UK alone, with motorsport events taking place every weekend for 9 months of the year. This demonstrates that it's not currently justifiable to launch our products in China, but we need to be ready for when the market expands. Therefore, we're in discussions with FRD Motorsport, who run a lot of the motorsport series in China and in Asia and have several driving schools in China, to form a link so that we can launch our products when it's more viable to do so. We're currently developing several other products. We want to have different size restrictors to UH14 so that we can have different tiers to the Formula S Championship. We're also developing our very own pure electric Formula style car, UHE, which will be launched in conjunction with its own championship, Formula E. This is a very exciting prospect for us, as it can open up a whole new market with the potential to be run at night due to there being no noise produced. In summary, we've identified the key market requirements as a complete package racing series and a simple user interface. We've shown you how we meet these requirements by taking you through the unique selling points of UH14, Formula S, and our simulator. We've shown you how our marketing strategy can generate very impressive sales figures, which will see you get a return of $1.3 million. We've also given you insight into the potential for our products in China and how we plan to get into that market, as well as several developments that we're working on at UH Racing. Thank you very much for listening, and we have several handouts for you if you would like to have a look through.
Thanks to our last finalist, Hatfield. So now the finals are over the presentations. I would like to ask all my business plan judges behind the stage, and there we will discuss our results.